Just going to do a quick video and do a bit of a run through the Kappa and Givi Tanklock take bags and talk about some of the differences. The thing I love about the Tanklock bags is they don't touch the tank. They attach to a ring directly on top of your fuel tank, and removal is a simple matter of giving the lever a bit of a tug, clip it straight back on. Alright, just to give you a bit of an introduction to the two bags, on the left we've got the Kappa RA308 and on the right we've got the Givi T480. I had the Givi bag first and I used that on the FZ1. It's a pretty good bag, served me well. It was good for, you know, carrying a change of clothes and some lunch to work each day or whatever, and not needing to take a backpack. The bag itself though, what frustrated me is anytime you wanted to put a document or anything in there, it really sort of had to be in at an angle. It never really took. It's not wide enough at the front for documents to go all the way to the front, and it's wide enough at the back for documents to be all the way at the back, but you can never get them in even if you extend this. So I found myself, if I wanted to carry any important documents, I found myself putting them in a folder and extending the bag out and putting them in diagonally to try and keep them from getting crushed or whatever. So that was a little bit frustrating, especially if you ever want to carry a document and other stuff in the bag. It's kind of pointless. Whereas this standard A4 binder book drops pretty neatly into the bottom of the Kappa bag and sits flat. So it's probably a more versatile bag with that in mind. The next biggest thing that annoyed me about the Givi bag was the finish on the top. This one's black, and with this one being silver, any sunlight, you know, sort of from directly overhead tends to reflect directly under the bottom of your visor and give you a fair amount of glare. For a while I put a piece of cardboard in here just to try and stop that reflection, whereas the Givi bag, for whatever reason, the black doesn't do it, but this one very, very closely resembles a mirror. Another important difference is the profile. You can probably tell from the lid, the profile on this one is rectangular compared to this one, which is, you know, it's got this weird sort of shape where it's narrower at the front than it is at the back. And that can be both useful and painful at the same time. The next thing that's probably worth mentioning, difference between the two, is this one's expandable from the bottom. It's expandable from the bottom, whereas this one is expandable from the top. Now, I don't know what the design choice was with making it expandable from the top, but what happens is when this crushes down, it forms this ring that tends to get in the way of putting anything in that's close to being the right size to fit in the bag. It's sort of, things get caught on it and whatever. When this one here is folded down, you know, there's no flap to catch things on it. Stuff goes in and out of the bag a lot better. So this bag is all round a better bag than this one. It has a higher volume, not extended, and I think extended, this one's got a bigger volume, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's got a couple little pockets on the side. I have no idea what the point of that pocket there is. I've never used it. It's more painful than anything. And rain cover comes with it, standard. But these pockets, for some reason, the way they're stitched up, they tend to want to just sit in tight. It's a bit of an effort to get them to sit out properly. So it's really only good for carrying some earplugs, and that's about it. It's got a GPS holder, iPod or phone or whatever you might want to put in here. I did put a GPS in here, a non-waterproof car GPS. I put it in here, and what happened was the GPS got so hot that it just completely locked up. So I don't know, it's kind of a pointless exercise. Might work fine in Europe during winter or something, but for Australian summer, definitely running GPS in that is a complete waste of time. So the Kappa bag, the side pockets are a bit softer, they're a bit more flexible. I've got the rain cover in there, a little cheap tire gauge. It's about 2 psi out, but I know how much it's out by. So on this side, give me a stubby cooler and wallet and change and whatever in there. Earplugs, spare earplugs. And comes with a shoulder strap, which I've never used, but I keep that in there anyway. The rings on both tank bags are adjustable. You can move them up and down with the holes. So you can set them forward or backwards. Because I'm using mine on R1, I've got it set as far forward as I can. And with the LSL 2 match clip-ons on the R1, that works fine. It doesn't get in my way. That's the other thing. It did have a security strap that you're theoretically supposed to put around triple clamps or handlebars or whatever. I never used it, got in the way, so I cut it off. Carry handle and D-rings for the shoulder strap. So you have it. It's a much better bag than the Givi, and it's probably cheaper too. One thing I should add real quick, this is the tank ring that attaches to the top of the fuel filler. The idea here is that this sits on the fuel filler, and then there's a bike specific metal ring that sits in here, and you bolt through the metal ring into your tank filler surround. So I think this plastic unit is universal, and it's just the metal ring that you have to buy for individual motorcycles. So that's how they attach.